shit, guys. GameCon Canada 2024 is almost here, and we're stoked. Okay, we'd be remiss if we didn't do this right. You know, we did this last year, and we wanted to do it again. We're back in the studio. This time, a new studio this time. We're at Cax Bar and Podcast, which is fucking sweet.
Titties.
Yeah, and obviously we brought Chris and Marc back here to tell us about all the amazing things that are happening with the country's biggest gaming convention.
Officially.
That's right. We're doing it big here at Good Enough Gaming, and we've got a bunch of exciting announcements, both from Chris and Marc and from ourselves too. So we're gonna grab an Alley Cat. I know we don't have any here right now, but Alley Cat sponsored it. Yes. Yep. We got a beer. We got beer giveaways, or not beer giveaways, but prizes from Alley Cat.
Yes, we do.
So crack that sucker open. Indulge with us as we prepare for the event, June 14th to 16th in Edmonton at the Edmonton Expo Center.
Let's go.
Yeah. Chris, Marc,
welcome.
Thanks for having us back.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for this. I've been looking forward to this all week.
Us too.
Hell yeah.
Like zero work got done.
It's a great Friday.
Yeah. Zero work done.
We're recording on a Friday.
What day is it?
Yeah. We're not
No
really.
idea. It's like, what? Stat Holiday Monday? That doesn't exist.
That's
It's like, yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah,
I'm just
so-
going to catch up on emails.
So we've got like less than a month left till GameCon.
27 days.
So
Not being exact.
Not that no one's counting.
4 hours, 3 minutes.
and if you had to guess, like the percentage wise, how ready you are.
Okay, so I'll take
break it down for
this
you.
one. Let's
That's
get
a
into
teacher
it.
question right there.
I'll take this one, and this is something that Chris taught me a long time ago when we got into business together. When you're planning an event, especially when you're getting up to like a month prior to it, all you can do is tackle the schedule and issues and stuff that comes up every single day until the day that you go on. So to say that you're actually prepared, any event runner that says, oh yeah, 100%, we're good to go. I'm just like, sure, like the event is booked and we're ready to rock and that's fine. Yeah. Mega stage is booked. Our programming's ready for sure. But every single day, something is going to come up.
Yeah. Meanwhile, there's a fire in the back of the room.
Exactly. And you just got to
It's just
problem solve.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah,
You're just sitting in the middle of the fire. Yeah, exactly.
Like something goes down, cool. You just find the solution, you move on to the next one, and you just keep on going, right? Because it's our job to make sure that no matter what happens, leading up to this date, that we put on the best show as possible for the people that are fans of GameCon Canada, for people that were hopefully were lucky enough to see it last year, that if they are returning this year, they're going to see double the show. And for anyone seeing it for the first time, this is going to blow their minds. Like,
your fucking socks off.
it is. It's been, even though we like, what did we take, a week off? And then planning for GCC 2024 started.
Yeah.
Right back in.
Right? It was just like, you take a week, you shake it off, and then boom.
Was it a full week?
What's maybe not?
A day.
It's like
Sleep for a day, coma for a day.
I think that's what we're most excited about is, we were lucky enough to be there last year and get to see it and experience it. Now to get to everything that we've heard and all the little inside things, and to be able to go this year and just walk in that first day, it's going to be fucking unbelievable. We're super excited.
I guarantee it.
Yeah.
I guarantee it. That first, because, we look at the floor map every day, right? Like every day with different, and the experience of the attendee when they walk in through, and it doesn't matter which one you go. You can go through the video game area, you can go through the tabletop area, either or. When you walk in and see what's about to hit you, it's just like this crazy journey of just, what am I going to do? You walk in like, where am I going? Am I going left? Am I going right? All this shit looks way too cool, I guess.
I remember walking
Stimulus overload.
I remember walking in last year, like, oh shit, there's that giant space marine they were telling us about. I think that was like the very first video we took there.
Yeah.
And then it was just like, guys, where do we start? And it was just out into the universe, and we just wandered and met
until we got to the monster booth and somebody played pinball for an hour.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm winning that monster chair. I don't care.
It's closed for a bit.
Hey man, I was on the leaderboard for a bit, and I actually had a guy ask me, he's like, "Are you good enough, Kyle?" I was like, Yep.
That's me. I don't.
It was up there for a while.
I don't want to brag.
Yeah. And then I didn't make it to the Sunday, but the guys texted me like, so some dude put up like, it was like over 1 million points.
Yeah, he's like, some guy's like 10
Practicing
times
at
your
home.
score.
Yeah. So you went and practiced at home.
Yeah.
So
You
now
definitely want to cheer.
we didn't tell Kyle this, but Chris and Marc, they actually have a private amount of drywall set aside for you this
Fuck
year.
off.
So you can have as much Monster Energy drinks as you want, and you got all of the fucking drywall.
Karate Kid.
Fucking, you're ready to go, buddy.
You're all good.
I love
Ready
it.
to go.
I love it. And you know what? I'm going to address the elephant in the room real quickly here. I think it's important to talk about right away. We're not in Calgary anymore,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that part is it kind of sucks because obviously being a Calgarian, we wanted it to be here. And I think the last time we were on your podcast, we talked about this. And I think we had Vancouver looking at us, and I think I said Edmonton was poking us. And yeah, like
real good.
they poked hard. And right after the show ended, we were down here being hosted for dinners, and the what they offered us was so much more than what we were getting in Calgary for support to help us take this to the next level, which is what you're going to see this year, because it really is the next level. And so we committed to a 3-year agreement in Edmonton. Doesn't mean we're not going to be back in Calgary, but at the end of the day, right now we're going to be in Edmonton for the next 3 years. So you got to make the trip, but
That's right.
it'd be worth it because it's literally triple the show from what you saw last year.
Yeah,
That answers. Get out of my head. Literally, the
My
next
mind
question
reader.
I was going to ask. Like, Daryl and I went up in February.
We were there for
We
the
were there
media.
for the press day,
Big press release.
and you kind of like walked us through the event center a little bit that we could,
Which is
And
amazing. Like you're bang on. Like the space you have this
Yeah.
year
It's
is
huge.
phenomenal.
It's lovely. Yeah.
And I cannot believe how much you're packing into those
Yeah.
that convention
Well,
center.
I'm looking at the poster here, so I'll hold this up. I can probably zoom into this in post.
Post poster.
And I remember this from last year. It's kind of similar, but I'm looking at the bottom.
Which
And I
seems
feel like there's many
Alarmingly
more
more.
things here. Like there's things that I recognize, and then there's extra things. I'm like, ooh,
Adult Swim.
Yeah.
Alley Cat beer. I see Intel up here. We've got Memory Express back. MSI is back. Like there's a lot of people that are going to be here.
Yes.
Those are just the sponsors.
Yeah.
Those are just the sponsors.
And
This
that's
is what
not
I'm allowed.
even,
This is
that's
what I'm
not even
seeing,
just
yeah.
a spot. Like when you're doing print, right? You have to work with the real estate you have,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's why we have a sponsors reel on our website, because there's even more that
Yeah.
we've had that we couldn't. You can't fit on everything, right? But there is it's here's a personal company victory for us was that 2.5 years we spent on the road going to gaming conventions, introducing ourselves to the community, emailing everyone, finding out the decision makers, pitching our idea, the concept, the delivery, the sponsors currently involved, trying to get people to trust in Canada and give this a shot. Fast forward to last year, to your point, when you saw Intel. That was Intel contacted us.
Oh hell yeah!
And I was like, it's happening! It's like, we made it! It's like, because usually we're out hunting, right? And we
Yeah.
still do. We'll never stop. But the fact that, some really larger IPs and brands are coming to us and saying, hey, saw what you did last year. How do we
Unreal.
get involved?
Who reached out to us this year? Just the other day, it was another big company, but it was too short notice. It was somebody. It was
Must
one,
be you.
Intel. I can't remember who it was. It was another big company. But they're like, oh, it's too short notice, but we just heard about you guys now.
Next year.
Yeah.
So they're like, next year we want to
Yeah.
get in.
We want-
We're like,
Oh,
awesome.
AMD.
AMD. There.
Yes.
Oh,
Sweet.
Okay.
Yeah.
because if Intel's going to be there, then AMD's like, oh, guys,
We
want
have to.
too. Yeah.
We are legally
show up.
obliged.
You need to put them on like
Obligated.
opposite sides
Yeah.
of the aisle. We can have a little
Staring at each
Yeah.
other. It just
And I'll say this about our tech companies, which I love. They get what we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, this is not a show up retail show.
Yeah.
This is a gaming convention. So the cool thing about being in partnership with MSI and Intel and Asus ROG and HP and Razer, it's like, yeah, they're going to be on the showroom floor. They're going to show you some of their cool toys because that's their business model. We get it. But on top of that, they're also organizing all these cool gaming activations for everyone to participate in to hang out. Like, that's one of the best things. Like, even when Samsung approached us and they wanted to sponsor, we're like, absolutely. And then they showed us what they're bringing. For lack of a better term, it's a spaceship. They are literally bringing a
Take us
400 square foot spaceship, and they're demoing all their new monitors, but it doesn't stop there. They're like, we got to go further. So they're doing a whole Pros versus Joe's esport activation. On
shit.
top of it,
Oh, we could be the average Joe.
yes, that's what I'm saying. I'm just
We
like,
are good enough for the most average people out there.
This is meant to be.
so like that's one of the things that I love so much is that, and it's not even a discussion. It's not you put it in the contract. They just get it. And it's like, yeah, don't worry. Like, we'll show our stuff, but we're going to have some cool gaming stuff for your attendees. Don't worry about it.
Unreal.
That is awesome. And I mean, I will say this. One of our, and like you said, MSI was returned. What they've done for this year, not only dwarfs what they did last year, but they put up the largest, so they have something called the MSI Gaming Arena, or MGA. And they put up the largest cash prize in-person Valorant tournament they've ever done since the pandemic to GameCon Canada this year.
Oh shit!
20 teams, all like single elimination, done at the booth, 10 by 20 LED wall, full stereo. Like when you walk up to the MSI booth, they're gonna have all their toys, all the stuff they're launching, and then in the back there's like a little theater seating arena. Then they got all their PCs set up for all the prelims, and then of course the mega stage finals will be happening on the Sunday, and delivering that 50-person free play area. And I'll do a shout out to them too. Norquest College has been unbelievable to work with as far as support, organization, and execution. So not only are they handling the entire free play area, started all the accounts, got all like everything ready to rock. Then they're also organizing the Call of Duty Warzone Solos tournament and the Fortnite Solos tournament.
Wow.
Just crushing it.
Right? So just super fun stuff every day. And then just recently, we're actually, I can say it now because it's announced tonight, Tekken 8 tournament.
Daryl.
Okay.
Let's
So
go.
Tekken 8 tournament, I'll tell you right now.
Daryl's going to fight some children.
And then he's gonna play.
I hold no bar. I will hold no prisoners. There will be no refunds.
Yeah, it is. So the Tekken 8 tournament, not only is there obviously a cash prize involved, just like all our others. And by the way, just so people know, unless you're wondering, all these tournaments, all these experiences, 90% of it, still the same business model. You walk in the door with your ticket price and you just register and go play.
Amazing.
You know, we're
That
not
sounds like value.
Yeah, we're not saying pay for this and
No.
pay for that, and you want to participate, do this, do that. Like the only time that there is a monetary value requested is if you're playing a trading card game to which you're going to get free packs from the latest expansion.
Right.
Then just for showing up, then yes,
Yeah.
there is going to be a small. We're going to give you 3 booster packs for showing up. Yeah, you're gonna have to pay $10 or $15 to join the tournament because you're getting product.
You were doing that anyways.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So you're getting product.
Let's be serious.
But for the esports stuff, so just getting back to Tekken for a second. So the first place prize for the Tekken Intel tournaments, when in partnership with Norquest, is an Intel i7 GPU and a Sparkle Intel Arc A750 Titan OC edition.
What?
So it's just over, I think it's like just under $1,200 in value.
Yeah.
So that's you're walking away with if you get first place in the Tekken tournament.
Okay, we'll see you later, Daryl.
Yeah.
Sorry, 10-year-olds.
Sounds like you just got yourself a new A.
You're all
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm probably going to get owned by Antonio.
So you talked about a few of the tournaments that are there. Is there any other tournaments you want to highlight? I know we talked about Valorant. You said Fortnite, Warzone Solos, Tekken,
League of Legends.
League
of Legends.
Yeah, we got LOL coming up, so they're going to be there. We do have a pretty impressive Smash Ultimate tournament that will be coming up. We are just holding off because there's a couple things that we are putting into place before we do that announcement.
Excellent.
But it'll be massive. So to put it in perspective, where the League of Legends, the Street Fighter 6, there's another one.
Yep.
And Smash
Saw
is
that.
happening. It is in a 2,500 square foot area. That is how many consoles, PCs, and Switches we've secured. So when you walk in, it is like the esports super. So it's the GCC esports zone for those particular tournaments. And you're just walking into the super cool zone. There's a lounge that you can like see all the action because everything's going to be streamed. We also have another LED ball so they can kind of individualize some of the core matches that are happening. It's pretty cool. And then after having our mega stage production meeting last week, what you're about to see on the mega stage this year for production value is nuts. Like the toys that are coming out this year is insane. Not to mention the fact that the Memory Express Mega Stage is bigger, it's better, it's 3-tiered.
It's mega Earth.
And it's no longer a 4K wall, it's a straight up 9K wall.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my
Wait a minute.
How big was it last year? It was 130 feet long, or no?
It's pretty big.
Yeah, it was like
100.
I can't remember
It's bigger.
That's last year.
It's bigger. Yeah.
I don't know how you get bigger than that last year, because it was huge.
Well, you remember how we had the pillars, right?
Yeah.
So there's no more pillars. It's all one giant LED wall all
Just
the way.
one giant curved monitor.
Yeah, basically.
Dear God.
That's nuts. That's nuts.
I will try to keep my jaw off the floor when we were there, but
Well, I mean,
no promises.
because you learn every year, right? Because
Yeah.
last year's Mega Stage, we were super happy with it. Being the visuals was happy with it. But when you get to the end of the show, to Chris's point, it was like, okay, those like having the trussing in between the panels and having the lights and all the graphics look super cool.
Yeah.
But then you miss out on the camera. You miss out on the multiple gameplays you could have been doing. Perfect example. We've got all these RoboCams on the Mega Stage for a cosplay competition when you got all these master class costumes walking across.
Which were amazing.
It's nice to
last
have
year.
the main feed,
Yeah.
and then to have a camera following, which we couldn't do before, right? Because you had the main panel, so you had to be like, that's where the action was. So it's just like I said, you learn, and then with the triple tiered system, now we've got the promenade, which is the first level of the stage. We've got something called the pyramid in the center. That's where we do all our celebrity interviews, board game demonstrations, panel reviews, tech and game launches, all that stuff. And now we have 8-seater esports on either side for 5 players to set up,
Oh wow.
2 subs and a coach. So it's just
That's nuts.
we've learned, right?
Yeah,
we've learned and we've added.
That's
right?
unreal.
So what can we do to make it better?
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool. That's
Well, and I think that's what, to your point, that's what you learn after every show. There's always something you can do better. There's always something you can add. There's always, I mean, I'm sure just the feedback alone for you guys, from vendors and sponsors. And I mean, attendees. I mean, that advice, that's got to be invaluable hearing all of that.
Extremely. I mean, we actually pride ourselves on listening to that stuff, right? Like that's without the vendors, there's no show. So we got to listen to what they want. Without the attendees, there's no show. So we got to listen to what they want.
Yeah.
So what would you say then is the biggest thing that you learned from last year's that you're applying to this year's?
Ooh, geez, Louise.
Sorry.
I know.
That's a loaded question.
Oh,
that's
good.
I know what mine is. So we learned something last year, and it's not anyone's fault. Okay, I'm going to put that out there now.
I blame Kyle.
It's not anyone's fault except for Kyle.
Yeah. Yeah, it's my fault.
Monster Kyle.
Too much monster. Too much monster.
He was just too excited.
Very excited.
So when you're doing a show, because we've been doing large scale events for a long time, and when you do shows of this size, no matter where you go, there's always going to be these like show service additional charges that are going to happen naturally to put on the level of show that we're doing. So last year we had people showing up with their stuff, and they ordered forklift service to get their stuff because they have a lot of heavy units, right, to be moved to their booth, and there's a cost associated to that. So some of them, quite frankly, they couldn't afford it because they didn't do the research. It's not like it wasn't communicated. They just said, yes, click the button, we'll show up.
Yeah.
And then it's like, hey guys, there's a cost associated.
This isn't Prime free shipping.
So we had Chris and I were on the showroom floor a day before our event staff showed up. And these guys come up and they're just like, dude, like we just can't, like we love you guys, but we can't afford this bill. But we're the insured company. So Chris and I used hand pallet jacks and unloaded an entire semi-trailer full of shit.
All the trailers. It was fun. Get my exercise.
From the loading docks to where the booths were to make sure that our vendors weren't out of money and their stuff was still there.
Wow.
We would have helped you.
So yeah, it's
This year.
Yeah, call us. We'll be there. Yeah, we'll make it happen.
So like I said, it's learning from those mistakes and making those relationships known earlier. So now with our show service provider, Incredible GES, for the next 3 years, no one pays for material handling.
Oh my Lord.
Every parcel under 5,000 pieces is shipped. It's picked up by the forklift. It's dropped off your booth. the empties are stored for the weekend, and then after you wrap it all back up, they drive it back to the loading docks, and where you go.
Bang, bang, boom. Let's go.
Yeah.
I don't know if I learned anything, guys. I'm super knowledgeable.
I am perfect.
Predicted it all.
Yeah, everything Mark just said. I mean, that and just, I don't even know, really. Honestly, it just, there's so much. There's so much. I can't even put my finger on it. Like, when you throw that question at me, I'm just, I got 1,000 things because we're never perfect. We're always learning something.
Yeah.
So,
It'll happen every year.
yeah, it'll happen every year. And just, I don't know. I have no answer for that.
I got another one.
Okay.
Mark learns a lot.
I got one more for you. This is something that Chris and I were talking about this big time. I think it was as early as August, right? So when we did the show last year, as a company, we subsidized 50% of all of the independent video game developers that would come to GameCon Canada, because the indies are passionate. All the coolest games come from that, foundation, and then, either get picked up by a publisher or they get lucky enough to get noticed and kickstarted. I mean, there's a whole bunch of ways you can do it.
Yeah.
But even with that subsidy, when they show up to the show, they don't have capital for marketing dollars, for promotion, for setup, for anything, right? So some of them showed up and they were able to bring banners, and they were able to bring signage and information over and above the game demos they were doing.
Yeah.
And then we had some that simply couldn't afford it. So they showed up to a black pipe and drape cube and their laptop because that's what they had.
Yeah.
Because that's what they can afford. So when we were sitting down, we're like, we have to solve this. We have to level the playing field because these games are so good. They can't be judged on someone walking up to a black pipe and drape thing with a solo laptop going, I don't want to check that out because there isn't a big shiny banner behind it.
Yeah.
Right? Because that is something that we have to, to mitigate. So happy to announce that 3 sponsors picked up the tab and they deliver an entire turnkey booth activation. And what that means is every single studio is on par with every other studio, because when you walk up to the ACES ROG zone, the ESIO zone, or the Saskatchewan Interactive zone, they all have these turnkey booth spaces. They all have graphics, built-in TV screens, plug and play, and then everyone walks up and it all looks uniform and slick and cool, and everyone's on the same level.
That's so awesome.
That's huge,
right?
Yeah.
That's amazing for the indie guys. Like, that's so good.
And then everyone gets to walk up and play these games on a massive screen. And that's the important thing, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's going to be walking up, seeing all these amazing indies, walking straight up, playing the game, jumping from booth to booth to booth, playing games. Yeah. And
that was literally my favorite part last year, was like going and testing out the indie games.
Yeah.
And getting to talk to the people that developed it, like right there. Like, I remember
like Sacked and Star Salvager, and like we played a bunch of these games last year, and that was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like great experience to like introduce ourselves to those people too. So
so
way to ramp it up, boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was that was something that, and when I look at it at the map, it just makes me look giddy because I know what it's going to look like.
Yeah,
because I've seen the design from the ground up.
Yeah.
So when people get past all the mega booths and the big spectacles and the huge, tech companies, when they get past that, they're going to get to see this sea of these turnkey booth spaces all lit up, and it'll be like, okay, cool. What do we want to try first? Let's just walk down the alleys and see what's shaking.
I mean, the only answer, the right answer, is you play them all.
Yeah.
You go down every one and you play every fucking screen.
Exactly.
I mean, that's what you got to do.
100%.
Play every game, enter every contest.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do it all.
Yeah.
Provide all your email and information to everyone you can.
Right.
Yeah, there you go.
Just leave your social security card somewhere.
Yeah,
just
that's fine.
Credit card.
just roll the dice.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
See what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm personally really excited for that aspect, and some really cool games. Like I know that some games that are showing up from studios that I followed my entire life. So for instance, Beamdog showing up, and if you aren't familiar with Beamdog, so we'll put it to something relevant and new. Baldur's Gate 3 took over the world, right?
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate 3, Larian Studios. I love Larian. I've been playing Larian forever.
Yeah.
But the studio that started the Baldur's Gate franchise is Beamdog. So like when you had Baldur's Gate 2, Icewind Dale, like all those cool, like that is a studio from Edmonton.
Yeah.
That is showing up. And I'm like, just
love it.
Yeah, what Trent did with his vision, I was just super. I've been a nerd for his studio the whole time. The fact he's showing up, and with MythForce. And if you don't know anything about MythForce, their whole sales pitch is amazing. It's like the 1980s cooperative third-person shooter game. Oh, the first-person shooter gameplay. So it looks like you're in a 1980s cartoon as a 4-player co-op fantasy adventure. And Mr. Marc Meir did the voice of Daedalus.
Yeah,
What's up?
cool.
Like, I'm just...
You had us at 4-player co-op.
Yeah.
I mean, sign me up.
We live for a good co-op.
Yeah.
4 players.
Yeah.
Like,
Not 3.
What's with all these fucking games with 3-player co-op? I don't get that.
So I feel like you mentioned Did we talk about Warhammer before? Like we were talking about
Last year we talked about
Are they going to have like that paint and take again, or is that
okay? So here's something that I can talk about.
but wait, there's more.
Yes. Here's something I can talk about, but here's something that I can't. I never confirm anything until contracts are signed, right? Of course. But there's a very good chance, and we are literally working this out on Monday, holiday Monday, because no one in the gaming industry actually sleeps or takes vacation.
Yeah.
There's a very good chance that we will be able to bring the paint and take back.
Nice.
Yes, which
because
was
that was a huge
that
success
booth was
last year.
always full.
Yeah.
I wanted to get in there, but it was just like packed.
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
we're working hard to make sure it happens again. But it was just one of those things where every single year in every event space, you're always going to, improve the show in certain ways and change the show in others. Right. So that's kind of where we got with Warhammer, because we wanted to make sure, because I saw that booth space too. It was just nonstop.
Nonstop.
Yeah,
And
awesome.
it's literally just coming down to timing, shipping, and I can't say the name is, but we already have a pro level painter. He has his own business that only does Warhammer painting. That's all he does in a studio.
Imagine getting paid just to do that.
Yes.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah.
And he will be captaining that entire area to make sure that
Really?
GW's product is represented correctly
Dang.
and it's done right. So I'm just like,
That's nuts.
But are they bringing back laser tag?
okay.
Okay. The hard-hitting question. That's the hard-hitting one.
The hard-hitting question. We'll just say it now, just so there's no disappointment. There is no laser tag this year at GameCon Canada.
Shit.
When we played, there was a guy full armor.
The guy that I think he won a prize at the cosplay contest.
Yeah.
He was the guy that was the full Space Marine. We played laser tag with him in his Space Marine costume.
Yeah.
In that room?
In that room.
Oh, he was sweating.
I
buckets.
bet.
He was dying, but it was hilarious because he was like, "I have to be this team."
Yeah.
Like he had to be.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was
He's
just
the
running
best.
around with the big shoulder pads. And,
Imagine how bad that smelled.
oh,
It's worth
After
it. Getting out
that
of worth
boom,
it. Worth it.
Those are the questions
And then
we
after
don't
us-
want to ask.
after
Yeah,
was
no.
the guy there in like 1800s accurate like metal armor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was in,
You
like,
hear him like
chain
clunking
man.
She
around.
was like
man.
400 pounds
Yeah.
walking around in there.
No hiding.
No. Failed every stealth check.
If you guys are interested, I can talk about something that I'm personally, and we'll get to all of this, right? But
Of course.
if we're going on tabletop for a second, one that I hunted down. I mean, the first time I met them, I went to Gamma in 2021. Right, we're talking
Way
like,
back.
yeah,
So
like,
long ago.
man, 3 years ago. Like, and I
It's a lifetime.
and I met these guys, and they're called Cephalofair, right? So they make a IP called Gloomhaven and Frost,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Love Gloomhaven.
right?
Yeah.
So
So
I
good.
saw this thing, I fell in love. Like the fact that it was a game entirely devised of removing the mechanic of a dice roll was like bravo number one.
Mhm.
Also, the first game I ever saw that had double-sided cards that have two different mechanics whenever you play it. And then not only do you have a hit point mechanic to when you can die in the campaigns, but also if you run out of actionable cards, you also perish. So there's so many levels to this. So I believe his name is, well, at that time, I don't even know if he's still around. I'm thinking of someone different now. His name is Price. And I was like, is there any way you come to Canada, right? And he's just like, cool, how long's your common going? I'm like, well, we're just launching it, in a couple of years. It's more of a, passion. And it's like, yeah, okay, cool, see you later. And it's fine. Some people are like, we can't risk that. And as soon as we finished the first year, another company that I didn't call, and they called me.
Nice.
And they were like, we're
That's
ready.
awesome.
And I'm like, oh my goodness. So they're coming doing Gloomhaven, Frosthaven demos. They are trying to get, and I really hope they do. I haven't got the confirmation, but they have this cool little photo booth area where everyone gets like a free headpiece that matches all the characters.
Oh,
So that you get, and it's just a take home. So you go in, you put on the headband,
Yeah, I'm
you
gonna
take
need
a picture, and then they send you on their way over and above, teaching you how to play Gloomhaven all week. And Isaac may even show up. We'll see. That they said we're not going to guarantee, we're not going to sign on anything, but if he's free, Isaac might show up and also sign some autographs. He's obviously the creator of Gloomhaven and Frosthaven.
Nuts.
So we'll see. Can't
See what
guarantee anything,
happens.
but still pretty cool.
Now, I know last year you had quite a few like big names that came, and you actually have a couple this year that are coming back, which is kind of rare for conventions, right? Usually it's like a one and done sort of thing, but I feel like it was good for them and they enjoyed their time and they wanted to come back. Can you spill some beans?
Yeah. So you're actually right, and that's usually our thing too. We usually would never bring back a celebrity again, right?
Yeah.
People just saw them. But there was a couple there, like Nora Ibrahim. So she's coming back. She's actually hosting the con this year. We're super excited to work with her. We've been doing a lot of talking with her throughout the year. A lot of stuff. We've got some mutual friends, and she just did such a good job, and she had such a fun time that she wanted to come back and she wanted to host, and we wanted to have her back. So she's coming in and hosting, and then the other one, the big one, is Deborah Ann Wool. So Deborah Ann Wool's coming back. So we actually developed a great relationship. Daryl's so excited.
Okay.
I'm going to send this to her, by the way.
Yeah. I see, Deborah. Big fan.
She was really impressed with our con last year, which was awesome for us to hear that from her. And she just loved everything that we did. And she was such a pro. Like working with her, she was so nice, so humble, so down to earth. And she's so big into the gaming industry, like on the tabletop side.
Yeah,
like she's got her own book she's doing. She's a dungeon master. She does all this stuff. And we were talking back and forth, and she was just like, if you ever want me to come back, like anytime, she's like, I'll come back. And I was like, well, you want to come back? Let's do this.
Yeah.
We're talking.
And well, just to have her, because she's so great to work with. And then this year, we're actually doing something really fun. Like, so this year, you can actually, I don't know how many are sold. It might be, it's not sold out yet, but it's going to be close.
Yeah.
We've got 3 different days. She's going to be a celebrity dungeon master, and you can actually buy a ticket to sit and play with her as your dungeon master for 3 hours in a private, intimate game with Deborah Ann Wool, which is insane. Like,
Surprise. Saturday's sold out.
Okay, so Saturday is already sold out.
Saturday's gone.
But we have her on Friday. There's some games on Friday. There's a game on Sunday. But we got some celebrities, because like that's what we were trying to do last year, right? Is get these celebrities doing interactive things with fans. We don't just want them sitting there grinding out, doing
signing
last time contracts, and you made fun of me for it.
Yeah.
Whatever, Darren.
Fuck down. I'm gonna make jokes. It's gonna happen.
But signing autographs and we want them doing stuff and having fun with the fans. And she loved that idea, and she was just like, yeah, I'm there. So I could foresee a long-term relationship with her in these cons, because she's just so involved. So that's great. And then we've got a bunch of other really great celebrities. Raul Cooley, he's coming down. He's probably the next biggest celebrity next to Henry Cavill on the Warhammer miniature side of things. Wow. He is so big into painting those miniatures, and he's super cool, super down to earth. He was just in Fall House of Usher. He's been in some really great stuff. Yeah, I'm a fan. He's awesome. And then we got Karen David, who's been a voice actor in a whole bunch of video games. She's been in a whole bunch of movies. There's some massive gaming news coming out about her, hopefully, that we've been teased about, and I don't even know what it is fully, but I've been told it involves a massive gaming company and Karen David. So we're hoping,
and we're really excited, because they said if we can share this, we'll share it on the first week of June. I'm like, oh, would that be lovely?
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice?
Excellent.
Yeah, stars are aligned.
If we could drop that news June 1st, that'd be great.
Yeah. Right. And then we got Mark Muir, who he's amazing as well. So he's coming down, and Avery Henderson. You guys know who Avery Henderson is? I feel like you guys need to know. So Avery Henderson, she's one of the bigger female gamers on the planet.
Oh, yeah.
She's amazing. she's actually been incredible to work with. She's been working with us really closely.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she's going to be there streaming live all weekend long. She's doing stuff on the stage. She's launching a brand new board
I was
game.
gonna say, she just announced
Yeah.
a new board game.
Yeah,
so.
she's going to GameCon Canada.
That's so cool.
She's going to be there with a
Cool.
special edition version of it with some cool GameCon pins and some other things in there. So super exclusive. So yeah, so we've got just some really cool stuff happening this year, and just like last year, they're going to be doing Celebrity Mario Kart. They're going to be playing games with fans.
Yeah.
They're going to be like even crazier, bigger stuff. So I mean, yeah, the roster's just as big as it was last year, and it's getting better. And yeah,
I'll touch on the Deborah Ann Wolf thing real quick, which is kind of cool because for her particular one-shot adventure, this is not something that is she's playing off of or something pre-written or a campaign she's picked up. Of Blood and Sand is something that's actually from her TTRPG narrative that she's releasing.
Oh,
Wow.
sick.
So
Nerd.
not only not only are you just
Shut
getting
your mouth.
you don't talk about Deborah that way.
Don't you dare talk about her that way.
Deborah is a saint.
Yeah. Don't worry, Deborah, I got you.
Yeah.
But like just the fact that because we set up a portal, right, so that all the DMs can like put up their how their game title,
Right.
their gameplay, what character, what you need to bring as a player, that stuff, and then the description, and then reading in the whole description for what Deborah put in, I'm like, oh shit, this is like original content.
Yeah.
Sounds
This is
This is
legit.
really cool.
Did you
Yeah.
see? It's like I was reading into it too, and I saw you had to bring like 3 or 4 pre-made, like 3 or 4 characters made to the thing.
Oh,
So
she's just
like
gonna
she's
knock-
gonna,
she's
fucking-
gonna kill
Deborah
some
gonna
people.
kill you.
Is that what you would want though?
Yes,
Like,
yes,
Deborah got-
please,
Yeah.
She got me good.
yeah.
And then, of course, yeah. So we also have Jason Azevedo. You might remember him last year. He did Gloomhaven on stage. He did Dice Run Adventures on stage. He's going to be doing his own TTRPG adventures as well.
Oh, sweet.
Chris Estrad, super popular,
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah.
anyone that knows that one knows they're going to have a good time, right? It's a great world, and he's fantastic at it. And then, obviously, for on Mark Mears activations, he's got some cool stuff over the weekend. He's obviously doing his called The Host, but he's also got some stuff happening because we were just talking about Beamdog. So we actually have a, hang out and meet Mark Meir and play Myth Force because he did the voice of Daedalus for Myth Force.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so you get to do a little meet and
That's
greet there,
wild, man.
built around the game that he did. And I mean, what? It's funny. We could have a Mark Meir show. It'd be like if we had all the games involved. They're like Mark Meir's voice casted in.
Yeah.
Mass Effect.
Yeah.
Like just like it's just like it just goes on and on and on, right? So I mean, like, but the fact we get to tie into those
That's so
is
cool.
really neat, right?
That's
Because you get to see him in his natural habitat, and of course, maybe he'll even do a voice for you. Who knows?
Well, it's
Mark, do a voice.
honestly, that's one of the coolest things is like there's so many conventions where you bring in the celebrities, you bring in these big names, and it's simply just, all right, here's a backdrop, take a photo, sign the thing. All right, get the fuck out of here. Let's next person in, right?
Yeah.
Next.
And like,
I believe they say thanks for watching.
yeah,
But no,
I mean,
Swift kick in the
Yeah,
ass.
yeah.
Too.
Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out.
but like the fact that you guys have all of these different activities and it's all interactive and you can sign up for it, like it adds another level of like, okay, if I am an attendee and I can only spend my hard-earned money on one convention this year, and you've got the celebrity that I love, and I can play D&D with this person, or okay, yeah, easy.
Sign me up.
Sign me up,
Well,
right?
I think one of the things too from last year, like maybe not as full as it might be this year, but the Canadianness of it,
Yeah.
where like,
We say please
There
and
was-
thank you.
well, no, there was like 5 times I saw Deborah leaving the mega stage, going to do an event with someone who I would not consider to be security, someone very small, very petite, right? And just kindly walking through the convention, and people would say hi,
Yeah.
stop, take a photo or whatever.
Look at your eyes. Like, are you looking for security for Deb? Is that where we're going?
I got you.
Is that
I mean, you could.
It's a different neighborhood. Like we might have some different
Some different
situations
rules.
arise.
I'll
I'm
leave
just
it
saying,
for free.
Yeah.
the service is there.
If needed.
You have prior commitments
Yeah.
of podcasting.
Don't tell me how to live my life.
But it was just so nice to see, like and like Jordan said, in a lot of places, it's like, here's this person in a booth, you know, tons of security guards, stuff like that. It's like these people were just having interactions, right?
Yeah.
Some people would be like, "Oh, great, great job on the mega stage." They just, keep on going, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't this like flock of people.
Deb and Odette Farrell, they were both like that last year.
Yeah.
Odette
They're
Farrell
so
spent
chill.
more time walking around and shaking hands with people than he did the activations
Yeah.
or like
Yeah,
being
exactly.
in a spot where he had people standing with him.
Yeah.
He was like, no, you guys take off. I want to go hang out with everybody, right? Like
They genuinely wanted to be there,
Yeah.
and they were
It's
just
so
as
cool.
excited about all the cool vendors and all the stuff that they could see
Yeah.
as we were.
Yeah.
And like that was a really cool thing to see.
But it was like they could actually go walk around and check it out.
exactly.
we got a lot of accolades from the agents. So after, so Odette Fair specifically, I get a call from the agent afterwards, and she's like, Chris, oh my God, you guys, the celebrities are freaking out. They're loving what you guys did, and they had a fun time. Odette asked if he could come back. And then he got involved with one of the gaming companies, and he's promoting us. Just being like, I had so much fun being there. He's like, I wanted to be there.
Yeah.
So it was really cool, and it actually opened up the doors for us to get, like, even for next year, that stuff that's already opening up, because the agents are going, okay, they took great care of these guys, and the celebrities are going back and going, oh man, I had so much fun.
Yeah.
Like, I want to go back.
Talking
And
to friends.
yeah,
Weird.
exactly.
It's like if you do a great job,
Yeah.
it opens more doors for you.
Weird.
strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to pull something up here. I'm going to try to.
Oh, I love it when Mark busts out the laptop.
Yeah, no,
This always leads to good things.
I know.
Now the thing is, I don't know. Obviously, I can't show the camera, so I'm just going to show you guys, and then you can B-roll it after.
Yeah.
You can B-roll it after,
Put it in post.
right? When we're showing it.
This is a good enough exclusive, but just
Just
for
literally
us.
good enough.
this is
It's not
legit.
LimeWire.
Turn it up.
Good enough
All
exclusive.
right, so. This is unique because, one, it's Gary Gygax, right? The creator of it. So this thing has been held up in, how long was it held up for?
15 years in court.
15 years in court.
Oh my God.
Right? Because after Mr. Gygax passed away, certain IPs and creative, they just kind of get locked away until you either win or lose the case, and it stays with whatever.
Right.
And the cool thing is, not only did it get released to Chris Clark because he was the one that wrote it with Gary Gygax.
This is his business partner.
Yeah.
Right.
He's also included some of the family members in this as well, which is amazing,
Yeah.
right?
Awesome.
Which I think is
Class act.
awesome. And the coolest thing about this is there's no charge for this one. He's setting up a 400 square foot booth space in the tabletop area. It's on the site now. You just click and register, right? We've got room for about average 90 to 96 players per day. And he is going to run nonstop.
What?
Con hours,
No.
10 till 6. So you register on the site. It's first come, first serve. And then you guys get thrown into the world of Castle Wolfmoon. And then after your character dies, because to your point earlier, you're going to die.
Yeah.
Then the next person takes over and the narrative continues.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And it is just this insanely amazing free
Gone
experience.
for about 3 hours.
It's like a roguelike game, except you just like swap out with the next person.
Yeah, it's like
And you get to meet Chris Clark.
Yeah.
Right. This
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
this
Why
was
run it?
this was Gary Gygax's business partner, and this guy story tells. And he was at the con last year. Did you guys get to meet him?
No.
He was
I
at
don't
the, he
think
was
we
kind of
did, no.
low key last year. He was there doing some stuff behind some black curtains and stuff like that, and he was there, and he really enjoyed what we did, which is why he's coming back this year with this, last working project of Gary Gygax. But
Yeah.
people are going to get to meet him, and his storytelling, just everything that he's doing, you'll right away understand why he was partners with Gary Gygax and why he was involved in the D&D and what he's doing. And yeah, it's next level stuff.
That's wild.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So excited.
I love our relationship because I get he's a hard worker. He works late at night. So to this day, I still get emails late at night showing me new renditions of cover art that he's done. He's
That's
like, nothing
awesome.
has to be done with this. Just thought you'd like to see it. I'm like,
Yes.
yes.
Keep sending it, man.
Send the cool geeky shit. You know,
Yeah.
just like it's
Yeah,
so
we're
neat.
seeing stuff that nobody has seen
Yeah.
that Gary Gygax was a part of, and
Man,
with
that's
him.
so cool.
Yeah,
It's a lot of fun.
it is.
That's sweet.
Yeah, we're kind of blessed that way.
All right.
I do have a story.
Oh, I love Mark's story.
I have a story that, and Chris hates the story because he had to stay he stayed back because he's the CEO, so he runs all the shows, and I'm mostly team lead on GameCon Canada. So I got sent as an industry invite to Gen Con.
That's horseshit.
So
Tell me how you really feel.
Yeah.
Good start. Good start.
So I get to go to Gen Con, and it is like, to put it in perspective, like I'm not taking away what Maybell Consulting has created with GameCon Canada, but Gen Con's been going forever, and it literally takes over the entire city, right? Like where the Colts play is emptied out for TTRPG adventures. The show suites are booked out for private D&D games. Like, trust me, the people that love football, if they saw what went on that weekend, would be like, what the hell is this? Like desecration.
Wow.
But for me, it was like fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So I get there, and it's over the top massive. You can fit GameCon Canada. You can fit any show, actually, not just game. You can fit PAX or GameCon Canada in the first 3 halls. Wow. Like it's just that massive, right? So
we'll get there. We'll get there.
Oh yeah, for sure, absolutely. We got to. I mean, we're in year 2.
Logo.
Yeah, we're year 2, right? We're 350,000 square feet, year 2. So we go to kind of a cigar bar afterwards. I'm a cigar guy, so we're having a cigar and we're chilling out, and then I get this kind of nudge from John, who's from he's not coming this year, but he's from Forge, and he goes, "Don't freak out, but I got someone coming to the table, wants to meet with you." Okay. So we're hanging out, and in walks Peter Atkinson, the owner of obviously Gen Con, and he started and created Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
And then through our connections in the industry, I get an invitation to his private roundtable Magic the Gathering themed industry evening.
What?
Yeah. Like, and I'm sitting there with like celebrities, the owners of UK Games Expo, the people from Informa, all these TTRPG superstars. And I mean, like, I'm nerdy, but I don't know as much as everyone else here knows. So like, we're like introducing everyone, and I get introduced to this guy. I still don't remember his name because I was in super awe. He shakes my hand, and he's waiting for me to like acknowledge him. And I was like, "Nice to meet you." And his buddy, his like best friend across the table, just starts laughing. He's like, "Don't worry, kid. He's just the guy that wrote most of the Dungeons and Dragons 2nd edition." I'm like, "Oh, sorry." It's like, I should have known better. Like, I'm just like, oh my goodness. But it was a magical evening, and it was insane. And he walks up at the end of it, shakes my hand, and says, "What you guys did in Canada, seeing as many people as you did, throwing on the show that you did, is unheard of. Bravo. I'm so glad that, I got introduced by our friend so we invited you to this thing. Thank you for coming. Good luck in the future." All that stuff.
So you could say that was a magical gathering.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Boo. Unreal. It was just, it was surreal. I remember calling Chris after. He was just like, "Yeah, that's cool. Awesome."
I think I was postering a flying in Red Deer. running on my team.
Congrats. Like, that's unreal.
Yeah. We're getting some good we're getting noticed, which is cool by some of these guys, right? You're sitting in that room and then them being like, "Oh, we've heard of you guys."
Yeah. That's like
cool.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Just
they know me.
Dudes from Canada like running this. Yeah.
Good. Oh.
Yeah.
Good job.
Love it.
And it was awesome.
Yeah.
Hey. It was intense, but and now and the cool thing is I still am in contact with all those showrunners, right? Like they still have my number, we keep in contact. It's cool. It's just like it's a big world for gaming conventions.
Yeah.
Yes.
But not for Canada. Right? So that's why we're working so hard to make sure that Canadians get to see this and you don't have to travel to Seattle or Boston or Philadelphia.
It's right here in our own backyards.
Yeah.
Get out there and see the show, you idiots.
Spend your $45. Get down to the Expo Center. It's pretty cool. It's a lot of fun.
Okay, I want to take a quick break. We have been doing our job that you gave us of giving away some tickets. We wanted you guys to do the honors of actually rolling for our first.
I'll do it.
Giveaway.
Yeah.
So if you can just press this little button here.
Oh, I got it. And boom.
There we go. Gonna roll a second here. Yeah, right on there.
Jordan's got video confirmation.
Yeah, video confirmation of it. There we go. And the winner of the first 2 tickets to GameCon, Sheldon Bucher Arts.
Hell yeah.
Sheldon, thank you for entering. We will be in touch with you,
buddy,
on Instagram. If it doesn't say GEG podcast, don't answer. They're trying to take your money.
We require
Your
your
credit
social
card.
insurance number,
now.
your mom's maiden name.
Yeah. Just your credit card information.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
There'll be a charge from GameCon Canada. Don't worry about that.
Don't worry about that.
Shipping.
Well, congrats, Sheldon.
Yeah, congrats.
Yeah,
That's awesome. Looking forward to seeing you.
And for anybody that entered the contest and didn't win,
There's more.
We got a lot more ticket packages coming.
Yeah.
So keep an eye out on our socials. And
Monday.
I think we got one in a couple days here. So yeah, check that out. And I mean, come say hi to us at the show. Can't wait to be there. So
If you didn't win, keep trying. We'll keep re-entering you. We want to give these tickets away. They do us no good to hold them ourselves. We want you there. We want you to come say hi to our booth.
Yes.
By the way, did we mention that we have a booth this year?
We have not.
Holy shit. So Chris and Marc were so generous enough to want us to actually be there and not just like sneak ourselves in.
street crew.
Yeah. So they've actually been very generous, and we actually have our own booth at GameCon this year. Now I don't know where it is. I know when it is, but I don't know. I didn't want to go the whole Liam Neeson thing. I don't know who you are, but I'm so excited. We've got ourselves a banner. We're going to be recording live. We're going to stream it live.
As long as you don't fuck it up.
Yeah.
It should be good.
Yeah. Hey man, it'll be good enough. Just
That's all we're
We'll
there
be hanging
for.
out either way.
Yeah,
at
exactly.
the very least, we have
Come
stickers
see
to give
us.
away.
Yeah.
Got some giveaways.
Oh, we
we
have
got
shirts to give away.
Yeah.
We have
Yeah,
shirts
come-
to give away this year.
stickers.
Yeah.
We got shirts.
Yeah, come check us out at our
Nice.
booth. We got swag, we got giveaways, we've got
Business
we've
cards.
got contests,
Hey, yeah, we have business cards
business
this year.
cards.
The amount of people that asked us for business cards last year, we were like,
Wow, we are ill prepared.
And there might be a surprise or two at our booth. So we're gonna keep that.
Who needs a
What's
business
that?
card when you have a shirt with a QR code that doesn't work on it?
Never gonna live it down, Kyle. Never gonna live it
It's
down.
okay, Kyle.
Fuck that
It's
up so
okay.
bad.
Is that what happened last
Yeah,
year?
that's exactly what happened.
Okay.
So I got so excited about making the QR code for the shirt that I didn't look at like the fine print of the website. It was a 30-day trial,
Oh, nice.
and I had ordered the shirts 2 months prior. So they're like, yeah, you need to pay $100
To
in
keep it
subscription to keep the QR code active.
Because you didn't.
I mean, it just didn't work.
Yeah.
So
Sweet.
I covered it with my backpack before weekend.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Meanwhile, this
I
year on
wish I
the
would have known that
banner,
story.
Yes, that's you.
this year on the banner, I tested that QR code.
This
so
one
many
works.
times. So
This
many
one
times.
works.
I was like, it's
You heard
so
it here
good.
first, folks.
We talked about lessons
QR
you
code
guys
fucking
learned.
works.
That's one we learned.
Nice.
That's our lesson from last year.
I love it.
Check on your QR code.
Yeah.
Oh,
Classic us.
Hey, if we're taking a break,
Yes.
we got a surprise for you guys.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Oh,
That's actually a good segue because it gets into an announcement that we can also.
It's a QR subscription.
Yes. Good enough gaming QR subscription.
We
Just
signed you
scan
up for a
40 times.
magazine subscription.
So we got something that we got. So last year we had a soda partner. This year we have a new soda partner, Jones
shit.
Soda.
Oh.
So Jones has become our
yes.
partner, and as you sometimes do, you date before you get married, and they have decided to work with us with much bigger plans of doing some really cool stuff next year. But this year, they really brought it this year actually. So what you may or may not know, Jones Soda partnered up with a company called Amazon and with a game that you may or may not have heard about called Fallout. Now, for any of you that
Wore the wrong shirt.
I know you guys.
I had the follow shirt on.
Damn it! I will listen to your guys' podcast on Fallout. I know that you guys know what my special is.
Oh, hey, let's go.
But
I fucking love
we
that
got
so
they
much.
they are the official makers of Cherry Nuka-Cola, and it hasn't been launched in Canada yet. And we bought some.
We got
That is for you guys. Unfortunately, there's only the one case, but there's
No.
for there.
Hey,
for
that's
you
awesome,
guys.
man.
Thank you.
With the Nuka-Cola lid.
Let's go.
Bye, guys.
So
That's rad.
Jones Soda.
There it is.
Nuka Victory. Nice.
Nuka-Cola Victory. And they're going to be at the con, you guys, this year with a crazy setup, like an apocalyptic bus setup, and they're going to be selling these at the con. You can drink them, collect the caps, the whole 9 yards.
That's currency.
That's the currency.
Bottle caps are currency.
Right? So that's one of our big announcements that just went out.
That's so cool, dude.
That this is going to be live at the show. So really, really excited to have them there with representing Fallout and Nuka-Cola.
Thank you.
That's
so sick.
Yeah, that's huge. Man.
Oh, shit. I don't know if I want to drink it or just like display it.
Just preserve it.
I honestly think I would. We were talking about this with the Jones Soda crew. And I was like, I know for a fact this is gonna sell like gangbusters. First of all,
Sell them in twos.
but exactly,
Yeah,
there's gonna be one for drinking and one that's gonna go up on a shelf that is never gonna be
100%.
touched.
that's true. Yeah.
Like
Rock one,
guaranteed.
stock one.
Yeah,
Sneaker game like a true sneakerhead.
Sneakerhead for sure.
I could be wrong on this, but aren't they talking about having stuff there where you bring the lids in for pricing?
Bring back the caps.
Bring back the
That I don't
caps.
know.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
Okay, I thought I heard something. I could be wrong on that, so don't quote me, anybody.
that might be cap.
In trouble.
yeah, I heard
Oh,
that, so
God.
I don't know, but
Maybe I made that up because that would be really cool.
I think you did. Just
That would be cool. It's a great idea.
That's a great idea.
For next
Yeah.
year.
now they
Bring back
have
this
to do
idea.
it.
Season 2 of Fallout.
Just in time. So yeah, so that's going to be really exciting. That's going to be some big news.
Oh, and you
That's
should
so
see
sick.
the booth. 400 square foot. It's all like tires, rustic. They have they literally are driving up like an old, post-apocalyptic bus with coolers that are like
Oh,
embedded.
hell
They're just
yeah.
bringing an Edmonton transit bus.
Of course.
Had to.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then they also have four.
Trevor, the con's in Edmonton. Yeah, sorry.
You're putting me in a really
I
tough
have
spot.
to negate my Edmonton hate.
Oilers go.
Yes.
No, I can't say
No.
that.
I can't see that.
They're all his contracts.
I love a lot of things. I can't say that.
Yeah, it's fine.
Fair
All
enough.
good.
That's fair.
But yeah, it's pretty cool. So they got that 400 square foot booth space and then 3 satellite other booths they'll be selling it at. And then they also have this will be a great segue. And they have a mobile one. Ask me why they have a mobile booth.
Why do they have a mobile booth?
Good question. I'm going to answer right now. So, GameCon Canada last year, we test launched what we called After Hours Gaming.
Yeah.
Right? And it was pretty successful, but educating an entire gaming community of something that has never happened at a con, because when the con's done, you go home and that's it, right? We're here, doors shut at 6, and now we have extra activations happening. So the reason theirs is mobile is because they will be driving their mobile booth outside the con floor to be in the main promenade.
Oh, awesome.
Because now After Hours Gaming, we have the entire Flair Airlines Arena open for board gaming, TCGs, like anything tabletops happening there. Then you have your Central Lounge, which after 6 PS is also called the Alley Cat Lounge because we will be serving beer after 6.
Let's go.
And
so
we
that's-
love Alley Cat.
Yeah.
And that's the licensed area, right? But then when you turn right, this year, we're closing the air wall to the mega stage room because we want to play video games on the mega stage with our attendees from 6 until midnight on Friday and Saturday. So now, no matter what you're into, tabletop, video games, you go right, you're in the esport arena with the mega stage, you're playing video games all night, or you go left and you're playing board games all night.
I'm never going to leave.
That
I know.
mega stage was wasted last year. Like, there's so much dead time it didn't get used.
Yeah.
Right.
So for us to be able to like let people play on it now until midnight,
Yeah.
And I mean,
perfect.
after hours, you might catch Daryl on Twitch in a hot tub. I don't know.
No. I made my peace with that.
and I'll just say Alley Cat because that's our official beer this year.
Yes.
And they got the Limelight Lager, which is right now out with all the liquor depots, Ace Liquor stores, and Wine and Beyonds.
Yep.
And if you're at the Wine and Beyonds, they got huge pallet like case stacks of it.
Yep.
And kind of same as last year, people can go and you can open the cases and you'll find I'm not sure what they did this year. I think it might be stickers, but same thing as last year. You find this certain color sticker.
Shoreline Lime.
Yeah, Shoreline Lime. Shoreline, that's a
Shoreline Lime.
yeah, you'll just find celebrity meet and greets, Xboxes, Nintendos, like prizing. It's just cool stuff that you can get your hands on. So
Tours of the Wonka factory.
yeah, there you go.
Yes.
Exactly. But now we all get to drink beer.
Yes.
So it's
What a terrible time you guys have planned for
Yes,
everyone.
it's
This is going to be the worst.
Drink beer and be sweaty at Warzone. And you love Fortnite.
Sounds like a Saturday night.
Yeah.
It was one of our esport organizations we're working with, that because mostly all the esports are happening in the mega stage hall, and they're like, hey, if we're bringing down 20 PCs and 128 consoles, it seems a shame to close it at 6.
Yeah.
When we could be doing after hours gaming. I said, guys, it's in the mega stage hall. I can't do anything about that. And I was looking at the floor map as I was talking on the phone, and I'm looking at the AutoCAD design, and then I see this dotted line. I'm like, is that an air wall? And so I'm like, I call the expo center. I'm like, any way we can close said air wall? To as long as you have 10 feet clearance on either side.
Yeah.
That's why you'll see the only thing on the map that is a clear line of no go
Nothing.
is because of that. So it takes 45 minutes to close it. So perfect time to go to the Alley Cat Lounge and have a beer
Have a nice
or
drink.
enjoy
Yeah.
The
New
wall
Victor
is-
Cola, Nuka-Cola, whatever you want to do. And then after that closes from 7:45 on, it's whatever you want. Like free play zone at MSI is there. HP zone is there. The GCC Esport Arena is there. And the mega stage. And the last piece of the puzzle was the mega stage. So of course I have a conversation with the boys from Bima. And I was like, listen, I know you guys are working really hard for us, and you're doing 10 till 6, and the mega stage schedule is insane, but here's what we're thinking. And I didn't even get it out of my mouth. It's like, cool, but we're playing video games with everyone else, right? Because they're
maybe some perks too.
We're just being the production crew, right? So I'm just going to leave it on, and we're going to game out all night. I'm like, that's exactly what we're going to do.
I'll just fix it if something goes wrong.
Yeah.
But I'm playing.
Exactly.
That sounds like a fair trade.
Absolutely. So I was like, oh man, it just came together so nice.
Sick.
Yeah, so we're pretty excited for that.
Love that.
Awesome.
Now, the other big event I think that we all appreciated last year, because none of us had seen one, was the cosplay contest.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that shit was
What
awesome.
has changed, evolved this year?
Okay.
What up with
Who's coming? Who's judging? Who's
So as far as changes go, we are still obviously all the cosplayers are going to be switched up in different new masterclass, new journeyman, new novice.
Yeah.
Biggest change for production value is that 3-tiered stage number 1. Now there's actually a promenade, right? So we can actually host it. As far as we are still the largest cash prize competition in Canada, right, with $10,000 going.
That's amazing.
We've got wonderful cosplay judges that are helping us, execute this thing. And so we're excited for throwing that on. But I guess the biggest change from last year, because you guys saw it last year, is the introduction to the halftime show. So last year, when the judges are, deliberating and doing their thing, I think we gave out prizes for half an hour, played that awesome rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, I was going to say, I remember the rock, paper, scissors.
Right? It was fun. It was cool. But it's we were really trying, another thing we learned, right? Even though that was cool, people love prizes. This is a show, and we have to embrace that. So a little company called Asmodee and Lion Rampant, you don't know them, they're one of the largest board game publishers that we have. And they are focusing at GameCon Canada on something called Star Wars Unlimited.
Oh.
So that is their brand new trading card game.
Okay.
Don't tell that to the Star Wars people.
Apparently, Mark, I don't even know I told you this, but I was in some of the stores, the board game stores, and apparently no one can get these cards right now. They're
Really?
sold out. No one can get their hands on them.
Fucking resellers.
And we know that they're bringing a whole shitload of pallets of these to GameCon.
Oh, so you want to be there now.
Yeah,
You gotta be there for the cards, man.
So not only doing that, so this is why it ties in so nicely. So the halftime show is presented by Asmodee and Lion Rampant. But the halftime show is, and I'll just tell the whole story because it was something that kind of caught me off guard when I first got introduced. So Game Camp Edmonton, been working great with them. She introduces me to the Arthur Murray Dance Company Edmonton. Cool. So they said they have an idea for a halftime show. Awesome. So I talked to the head trainer, the owner, and they're like, yeah, we're going to do some cosplay ballroom dancing, think like Mario and Luigi or Zelda, that kind of thing. I'm like, okay, that's cool. That's awesome. It's yeah. And then we were thinking for the closing show, maybe like a 40-person Jedi versus Sith Lord lightsaber battle. What do you think? And I was like,
the Fates?
what do you think? I'm like, are you kidding me? So that's what the halftime show is going to be.
What?
Which is insanity.
It's insane.
Yeah. Yeah, if that music plays, man, I'm losing my shit. Losing my shit.
Just what?
Yeah.
So we are and they have, and the thing is, as soon as we made the agreement, signed the contract, I gave them the mega stage floor plans, and they drew it out on their rehearsal floor, and they started rehearsals 3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
amazing.
This has been they've been
That's
rehearsing
incredible.
for 3 weeks solid.
They've already had
Wow.
dress rehearsals, and now like the new kids are like waiting for their dance classes after. Like, can we?
What the hell?
we do that?
Yeah.
Where do I sign up for that? Dance class?
So yeah, and it's going to be choreographed to music, lights,
Unreal.
nuts. It'll be so that'll be the halftime show
That's gonna be epic.
between before the awards are given out. So we're just like, oh my goodness,
Yeah, that's insane.
how cool is that?
That's phenomenal. That's so
Right?
good.
Yeah.
So,
Good.
surprise.
You heard it here.
Yeah, right. Oh boy.
Holy.
I know you've got more questions in there, Kyle.
I do. So we talked about the Fallout show. I mean, we talked a little bit about
A little bit.
Fallout,
Yeah.
You watched our Fallout special
I did.
episodes.
Oh,
What you
no.
said.
What's your special?
What's
We
can you,
gotta ask. We
you,
gotta ask.
you brought it up. I need to know your special
Yeah.
stats if you remember.
Well, I mean, if I had to give myself, I know. Or should I do him and then you guys
I-
move?
that's the
Bringing
only way to
fold
do it.
here.
Yeah. So
I got to bring it up because Mark, Mark, you haven't played Fallout, though, have you?
No.
So Mark
Okay.
hasn't played Fallout, so this
Okay.
is a little bit.
No, it's okay.
So break it down.
Yeah,
for us.
so-
I didn't
Break it
either.
down.
yeah. So the breakdown of special, it's RPG stats essentially.
Yeah.
So strength, perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, agility, luck. So what we did on one of our episodes is we gave each other scores. Very meanly.
Great time.
No.
Very
Accurate.
meanly.
No. Very accurately.
Very honestly, in a safe space.
There was a lot of honesty, okay?
I learned some stuff in that
Oh
episode.
God.
Yeah, about all of you guys. I learned some stuff.
Yeah.
For better or for worse.
For better or
right?
for worse, I
Yeah,
learned some
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. So if you want to, I think we should go back through. We'll just do in order. So Mark, if you had to give Chris a strength score,
A strength is it a 20?
a 10.
10.
10.
Easy
Oh,
out of
crazy.
10.
Okay, so it's not like TTRPG stuff.
No,
We
not
tried to simplify a little.
Yeah. Keep things smooth.
We'll go 8.
Oh, saying you're a pretty strong
Nice.
fella.
Yeah, we'll go 8.
Thanks, man.
In return,
In return, for Mark, I'm going to go.
Solid 3.
no. I was going to go.
Formidable.
I'd say I go 6. I go
Okay.
6.
6 strength.
Wiry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wiry. Wiry.
Yeah, we're getting there, right? Like
Yeah.
it's just.
Spiced.
Exactly. Yeah. There you go.
Perception.
Perception.
It's okay, Kyle.
I got 0. Fucking 0.
0 perception.
Can I confirm that he did watch the
I did watch
episode?
it. Yeah, I'm not lying. I watched you guys. I'm loving you guys.
That was so good. So good.
Well, perception would be
Just saying.
actually, for Chris, would be pretty high too. I would also say, yeah, definitely a 7.
A 7.
Yep.
Okay.
It's not what I give myself, but okay. Perception.
Apparently, according to the rules,
I'm
you
putting
can't
it
give
a-
yourself a score.
Yeah, I'm putting it at 7 too.
Okay.
Right there
Okay.
too. Yeah, you're right there. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, good.
Endurance.
4.5. I mean,
Wow.
he's strong, but I mean,
And this is where the podcast got real.
40-yard dash,
I
right?
think,
One. No, I'm just kidding.
I think the knees are going to give out at some point.
I respect that. I respect
okay,
that.
Trevor.
Don't get in close, or you're dead. But you got to run away. Yeah, you're not. You're gonna.
I don't have to outrun the bear. I just have to outrun you.
Yeah, I'd probably give him an 8.
Okay.
Oh.
Lots of highway driving. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Charisma. The Riz, as kids would say.
Yeah. Oh, God.
It hurts my soul, but
I mean, I got it just because I know our team, because I know what he's going to give me. It's got to be a 10. That's what
Yeah.
we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give him a 10 too.
What we do.
We're on par.
We can't argue with that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
that's-
The only way you convince people to come to Canada, you got to have high charisma.
Yeah.
You know, like, yes,
Yeah.
Valid.
build it, they will come.
Intelligence. Contentious. Hopefully not.
Yeah, we're so close on the same wavelength for that. I'm going to judge you like I judge me on intelligence. I'm going to say a very strong 7.
A strong 7.
Strong 7.
Strong 7.
Yeah.
I thought there was going to be like strong 2.
because me and Chris, we're both going to lack on the top end of that.
Chris and I, but
Neither of us can spell or do grammar.
Infantry slave.
His own 7 there.
Bonus points.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm gonna. And that probably sounds lame, but I'm gonna go 7. I think we're both on par with that stuff. If you gave me a 7, I'm giving you a 7.
Like street smarts and work smarts were up there. Right?
Yeah.
You wants to figure out a math problem, we're not the guys.
He's a wise guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like Wario. Agility.
That's a 2.
Super wrong. He's wrong. He doesn't know. But for agility, yeah, I'll give him probably about an 8.
You're saying you're agile.
All right.
Wow.
He's agile. He can pivot.
You can pivot. Just say we're going to be using the Stingers court here. We're going to play some one-on-one up at GameCon.
And then luck.
10.
Luckiest?
Yep.
You think
Wow.
Yep.
I would have given myself 0.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
10.
Hard
Good
work,
luck.
determination.
Yeah.
one of you got to sit in that magic gathering of people?
Doesn't mean
It's a good point.
So 10.
Yeah.
I was there in spirit.
Yeah.
it counts.
No,
No.
the reason I say 10 is because I'm a strong believer that there is a element of luck in anything that we do, but you only get lucky if you never stop and you keep pursuing, because it's those lucky wins that happen through perseverance. So that's why I'm saying luck is 10, and you're never gonna get lucky in life if you sit on your ass and do nothing. And Chris is 100% opposite of what that is.
I appreciate that.
Never stop risen.
The harder you work, the luckier
Never stop
you get.
stopping.
Hell yeah.
Never stop. Never stop.
See, I'm thinking about it in terms
Can't
of like
stop, won't stop.
Fallout, the game.
Yeah.
And we've got like constant hurdles being thrown in our way, and it's like we have to pivot. It's like I constantly like, oh my god, we have the worst luck, but we figure it out.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
But
That's that endurance.
Yeah.
Mental endurance.
what did I get it to?
Yeah,
Mark played the game.
Mark's
so-
saying mental.
Mark, you played this game, right?
I thought it was a
Chris
jogging.
gave you all really nice scores.
Anyways, yeah,
Awesome. There's our special from Chris and Marc.
there you go.
So are there back to our GameCon as a whole, are there any big booths? I know we have a few that are returning.
Mhm.
Are there any new ones that you're really excited about that people should definitely check out?
We got to talk. We definitely have to talk about some of the big announcements that are happening. But it's funny because it ties in with some of those booths. Like we got Mark. I mean, Mark knows the booths. He actually did the map. But I mean, we've got Intel coming with a massive booth space.
Yeah.
Memory.
I do a story about Intel.
All right, go ahead. He's got a lot of stories.
Mark's got stories. Where's that charisma?
Buckle up.
Story master.
Here's my story about Intel, which I love. So, it was right after we did the press release, and then the guys from Intel gave me a email, and they were like, "Hey, so we saw the press release, we saw what everyone else was doing, and we need more space for our booth now." And I was like,
Okay.
"Oh, pray tell, why?" I'm just like, not that I'm like obviously not going to say, "Of course," because that's sick.
Yeah.
Because when they looked at what they were bringing, they wanted to bring something special for GameCon. So at Intel's booth, not only is it 900 square feet, but it includes its own esport arena.
Yeah.
So their own self-contained.
Yeah.
Oh,
our
shit.
gigantic one
Yeah.
wasn't big enough. They're like, we're going to bring an even better one.
We're gonna have our own contest.
Yeah.
Blackjack.
Yeah. There you go.
For his future up.
Wow.
Okay. Intel,
Okay.
big one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Any exclusive drops
That you can talk about
that
right
you
now.
can talk about here?
I mean,
maybe?
yes, because I can talk. So there's stuff that I still can't talk about the subject we're about to get into. But I can talk about this much at least, because there is bigger stuff coming, and we are coordinating a tandem press release for the two-parter of this. But what I can tell you
We love breadcrumbs.
is that in year 2, which is something that the whole team's really proud of, is that we are getting an exclusive game launch at GameCon Canada.
Oh.
Meaning that Canadians will get the first chance to play a video game a full 2.5 months before it even releases.
Oh.
And that game is Space Marine 2 from Focus Entertainment.
No! Our first AAA announcement. We got a AAA game. We got a big publisher that's in-house, and
I know where we're going to be.
That game's been on my radar forever.
Yeah.
Like, it was supposed to come out in December, and then it got delayed, and I was bummed out. My Christmas was planned. I was going to kill all sorts of shit. Yeah. It was ruined. I was
True spirit of
disappointed.
Christmas.
Yeah. So. Krampus, right? Isn't that Krampus? That's sweet, though.
Yeah, it's
That's crazy.
we're super stoked about it, and it was one of those things where I met Focused Entertainment at PAX East last year, and just kind of let them know what we were doing. And the cool thing is the event team. It wasn't like, because I've had straight up no way, right? Like for your first year, forget it. And I went through what we were doing, and they said, "Listen, like, it's too soon for us to activate year one because PAX is in March, right? And that time we were doing June last year. But they were like, keep the contact, reach out, see what happens." And it took like 3 levels of approvals. Wow. To get this to kick off.
Going up the chain.
So when we got the news, it was just like
That's crazy.
amazing, right? We're just like,
wild.
this
So
is
good.
so cool, right? So, I mean, that is really big news. Second one I can tell you is they're going to have a rebrand, but they're currently called, if you're going to look them up right now, they're called Freedom Games.
Yeah.
So they're a publisher out of the United States, and they are bringing like 8 games that they have that they publish from the States to Canada for people to demo and check out.
Sick.
Yeah, so we're really excited to have them as well. That was another contact that I met, on the travels when I was going to the gaming conferences. So those 2 individual ones are really, it's a big moment for us because now we've started to attract publishers.
Yeah. You're setting a precedent of like, hey, come show your stuff off here, because
Absolutely.
And also Intel is doing their first hands-on with the new processor.
Yep.
So that's also a big deal, right? Like to have Intel there doing
huge.
their first hands-on with their new processor.
Yeah.
Big deal. And then we got Stack TV is coming. So Adult Swim. So let me tell you guys about something about Adult Swim. So like I can only say so much, but there's going to be a point in the con where the lights are going to go down and everyone is going to have to put their cell phones away or nothing is going to happen. And Adult Swim is doing a special screening of a brand new series that will be first announced, first talked about, first seen at GameCon Canada.
Yes.
On the mega stage.
So that's gonna be awesome, and to have attention from guys like us. And we haven't even seen it yet. I can't even be like, we're NDA. We know. No, we don't even know.
Really?
I can only get so excited.
Yeah, so that's going to be insane.
You just
Like,
booked a mystery slot. On
right? Yeah.
Oh,
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
trust us. Just trust
Yeah.
us.
Well, it's super funny because Mark, when he was just like, because at the beginning it was even more cloak and dagger than that, and then Mark's like, we have to get some information out of these guys.
Yeah.
Like
Give
we
us
can't-
something.
like we can't just be like it's an all ages show and we've got this huge commercial for Trojan condoms or something. We don't know what they're doing, right?
Yeah.
Like they're a huge company, they're involved in a lot of stuff. So so Mark's like, we got to get something, and they're like, okay, it's with Adult Swim. It's going to be a brand new series, brand new anime series, and away we go.
I'm super stoked. I'm just, how cool is that? Like that's
This is the best thing ever. This is so sick.
It's just such a neat thing to bring to the show, which is we're honored to have it. Put it that way.
And MSI and Razer, they're both launching some new products on the stage as well. So they'll launch some first scene products are going to be there. And
Got it.
Are they
Tons of
going to
prizes.
toss any out into the crowd? Maybe I can
I don't know if they're tossing what they're launching, but they
Okay.
will do. We have 3.
They're going to launch their launch?
Yeah.
We have 4 MSI shout outs booked on the mega stage, which is where Vince goes up and whoever shouts MSI the loudest is going to get a whole bunch of free stuff. Right?
I will use my voice.
I'm going to be the single girl at the bouquet table. Just elbows.
The Beyonce song comes
Yeah.
on. Trevor is first up.
Get my gym voice ready.
We can also tell you something before, because we kind of got off Space Marine real quick, but there's something that's been approved by both ends, from the agent side and celebrity side and Focused Entertainment. So for the first look, as a kind of introduction to the game, I mean, people will play it throughout the day, but as far as showing the world and showing the audience, Mr. Rahul Cooley, who also did the voice for Bolt Gun for Focus Entertainment, is going to play the demo guided by the devs from Focus Entertainment.
Oh.
So you're going to see Space Marine 2, Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2 on the mega stage, Rahul Cooley playing it, commenting the whole time, and being guided through this adventure from the dev team.
That's
So cool.
man. That's so cool.
It's pretty awesome.
Pretty excited.
It's we have a lot of it's
My mind.
Yeah.
That's wild because like
Is
Focus
blown.
Entertainment makes some of the best games out there.
They really do.
Like we were just talking Plague Tale
Oh yeah.
not that long ago, and another great Focus game too. Like I can't believe that, man.
Yeah, it's
That's so cool.
That's nuts.
it's pretty fun. So
I thought I was excited last year.
Yeah. This is
We're hitting up the Monster Energy drink booth like
Immediately.
several times
Yeah.
because we are going to be. Well, I mean, we have a booth, but we will be there all day.
yeah.
It is twice the show, guys.
I'm bringing
Like
snacks.
literally way more vendors, way more stuff. Like the show was really good this last year, but you can't even compare the two shows.
I know it's
Like-
got a good enough podcast booth this year.
Hell yeah.
That was the cherry on top.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, shucks.
That was
Let
a
me
big
tell you
get.
let me tell you about two other things that have to be mentioned
Oh man.
in this.
Mark's on a roll tonight. I
Yeah.
love it.
Well, I know. I just want to make sure I don't forget anything.
Yeah.
On the tabletop side, when you guys were at GameCon Canada last year, did you have the pleasure of visiting the Rocksley Games booth and to check out Dice Throne?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
We played.
Yeah,
it was
you did.
awesome.
Jordan and I played.
Yeah,
Okay.
It was awesome.
So Dice Throne is returning, but they're returning in a huge way.
Big.
So we got greenlit to be the only place in Canada for Dice Throne players to get their ranked play.
Whoa.
So they are doing it's a 128 person tournament, 64 on Friday, 64 on Saturday.
Oh, God.
Anyone that registers, and registration is free, just like all of our other stuff. You just buy your ticket and register.
Yeah.
You're going to get foiled signature exclusive cards for all of your, like the common cards. So like
Yeah.
your Twice as Wild, the Bub Eyes, all that stuff. So you're getting a foil card to take home no matter what. And then there's also custom Pyromancer player boards that they're giving out for prizing. This is in addition to the $1,000 cash that's being
Damn.
put up.
God.
And the finals will be played on the mega stage on the Sunday.
Can we talk about the launch of the new IP or no?
You
With-
can't tease us like
yes,
that.
with an all celebrity cast, just like we did last year with Dice Throne Adventures.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are going to get a first look at Dice Throne's new stuff that they are
Okay,
releasing,
okay.
which will be coming to.
And it's huge.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's all I'm going to say.
Daryl needs to reboot.
Involuntary noises.
You can see this.
There's going to be a
So-
lot of involuntary noises.
Yeah.
Yes, there is.
So essentially, the activation is going to be called, a new Dice Throne IP, right? So we'll all get to see exactly what's going to come up, but it's a really huge thing. And of course, our celebrities are going to be playing those
Amazing.
characters. So it'll be a lot of fun.
Let's go.
It's gonna be good. And we got a lot of other big board game stuff happening.
Yeah.
You got to quickly mention it because we'll talk about one of our sponsors. So Catalyst came back
Yes.
Oh,
this
yes.
year as one of our sponsors.
Yeah.
All
Catalyst.
sponsors. It's
Yeah,
the
they're-
Catalyst Games Lab tabletop.
Yeah. The owner of the company, Lauren, who is just like one of the best guys out there. I'm not going to get into particulars. He had a big, he had a tragedy this year within his family, and then he still took the time to work with us. And we've got Catalyst merch all over Alberta with a big promotion we're doing. They're coming again. They're coming, and he actually gave us some gifts to give to you guys.
What?
Yeah.
Yes.
So we've got some stuff in this box over here for you guys.
Mystery box.
We'll pull one out right
If you
now.
just
but
reach under your seat,
Yeah.
find out.
we'll pull one out. But this was big for me because I'm a huge Shadowrun guy. Like we talked about
Yeah,
games we played when we were younger, right?
Yeah, man.
Like Shadowrun and Sega.
Yeah.
Like that's actually what created my best friend. Like that, we
Stop
became
it.
brothers.
No, get
But BattleTech.
You know a little IP
Yeah.
called
Outta
BattleTech?
here.
Get outta here.
So that's we got one for each of you guys. Yeah. So
No way. Dude, that is nuts.
Oh, here, I guess I can head. I was just
That's
holding the
bad.
camera.
Holy
I'm just hoarding them.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Let's go! Dallas!
What?
God.
Oh man.
Yeah, so I mean, we're working with these guys, and they're so great. They're going to have a great booth activation this year that people are going to be blown away when they see what they're doing. So
Thanks,
we're really excited
Catalyst.
about that.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
nuts.
Thank you guys. Wow.
Lauren's
Thank
a
you
gem.
so much.
Now,
Lauren, thank you
We didn't-
so
Thank
much.
you.
I think we forgot to touch on it earlier because I keep seeing the logo in the corner. Are we doing another Warhammer tournament?
So there are a bunch of Warhammer activations happening. So we
I got to say, last year, I think we went and we checked out the tournaments. We're like, we got to check
We
this
have to
out.
go look.
Yeah.
The people that showed up with their 100-liter bins of Warhammer
On trolleys.
yeah.
on
Yeah.
trolleys
Yeah.
and like setting up their zones and everything.
It was incredible.
Yeah,
I've never seen anything like it.
here's the best way to describe it. Just how you're saying the show's double. So is that show. So last
That's
year,
insane.
last year they did 50 players, like you saw with
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
those tables, all
Yeah.
that terrain. This year they have 100.
Holy
So
shit.
and they're sold out. You can't even buy tickets anymore.
That's
that's
insane.
Wow.
Like, this is crazy.
That's
sold
already
out.
done, Yeah. Which is crazy.
Six
And
tomatoes.
I will do a big shout out to Red Claw Gaming and Trident War Gaming. Working with those two stores and organizations out of Edmonton, they were able to double the show because they are supporting them with all the
Wow.
terrain and all the extras. So
Holy
they just get to
Nicely done.
show up, run the narrative, do what they do,
Right.
but it'll still look exactly like you guys saw last year.
Yeah.
Because like you can play Warhammer on a table, sure, but if you're missing that terrain and all the
Oh,
cool
terrain
stuff and
makes
the
all the
buildings,
difference.
That was what was like.
that's it.
Like
Yeah.
the people's minis that they had like customized
Yeah.
and everything were phenomenal. But like
Terrain.
I was
The
blown
environments
away
and
by the
stuff,
terrain.
yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, who made like this is insane.
Yeah.
Some of it was
Yeah.
so well thought out with like some of the towers with spots to like put everything. And I
Oh,
was like,
totally.
Do you guys still
Wow.
have like a booth space, maybe right next to that, where I can just sell exclusively like little tape measures?
yeah, right. It's crazy.
There's a lot of those too. Yeah.
Sell out.
Yeah.
100%. And of course, Play on Tabletop is running that again this year,
yeah.
which is awesome.
They look
We've got them-
fantastic.
Yeah.
Like that was
Yeah.
As someone who doesn't partake in a lot of Warhammer, that was one of the most impressive things I think we
Yes.
all saw.
Yeah.
Like I am the least artsy person in the world. Drawing a stick figure is a challenge for me. So like the fact that people take the time to learn how to paint miniatures and like create the terrain and their own environments from scratch, like
On
It-
top
it
of
blo-
the game itself.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it just it
And then you
blows
play.
my
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah,
after thousands
And then you learn
So
to
now
play
what?
this very
Well, now we
complicated
play
game.
the game.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what we do.
I am in awe of those kinds
Yeah.
of people. Like it's just
Yeah.
it's amazing to see their craft.
I think
It is a
I think I
craft,
told
I
you
think.
guys
It
this
is.
last year too. You guys, that term battle ready that I didn't even know. Like if you show up to a Warhammer tournament and your miniatures aren't painted, 10% off your score. Done. Like
Done.
Wow.
Right there.
Like so you're just like you don't show up with your miniatures painted. It's like you're already at a
Mine are all
disadvantage.
ghosts.
Yeah.
Invisible. We're the Grey Army.
That was a great army.
They're also doing King of the Colosseum, which is also presented by Play on Tabletop, which is another event that's going to be happening.
Is that the point system?
They're all point systems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's important to mention.
We also have the Old World. So before Age of Sigmar, there was a Warhammer that was before that. So we have, like, for the true old school Warhammer fans, there is old is new Warhammer Old World tournament. So we're talking the original War models, the
What?
original, like the old school stuff.
Yes.
And then
Yeah.
probably one of the coolest ones is this. So this is Warhammer Underworld Deathforge. Now, the reason why this is separated from the other tournaments, because there's great prizes involved. We're getting support from GW on this, which is awesome. But what they're getting is whoever wins this World Qualifier Grand Clash, they get tickets to go to the World Championships to represent their country.
Whoa.
Damn.
So it is
that's
a
nuts.
It's going to get
Huge.
intense.
Yeah.
People,
Whoever
right?
thought like fist fights at like a Warhammer tournament?
Yes.
You got
Yeah.
security
I'm
for
sure
that?
it's happened.
Yeah.
It's got
The
it.
table.
Again,
Yeah.
security.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just hear that Daryl's going to be the GameCon security guy.
Yeah,
right
just
now.
the one.
Just one
Just
guy
one.
security.
Just
Just
running
say-
around.
Just give me a walkie-talkie.
That's all. Give me an earpiece.
Yeah, give,
I'm good.
give me an official earpiece. I'm ready.
Then that be turned on. We're good to go. Yeah. Contract signed. We can also talk about the VR, XPR that's coming. right? So we've got this. We're still waiting on full details, but I will pull it up to make sure that I get all the information correct here because I don't want to misquote. So we go to Mega Stage. I want to make sure I get the exclusive. Okay, so this is going to be XBR Labs VR demo. So this is going to be happening on the Mega Stage. So it's an entire, think of it like as a VR gym experience, right? And it's super well done. We've seen some clips of it. It's awesome. And we're going to have a special guest that's going to be guiding people through this VR experience on the Mega Stage.
I know you guys are going to know.
One is going to be, we've already talked about Avery Henderson, who's been champion for us.
Awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And the other is going to be none other than Tybo creator Billy Blanks.
What?
He's gonna,
What?
He's going to be on the stage doing a martial arts demonstration in VR.
Get out of here.
No! Hey, oh my God! Billy Badass Blanks is gonna be there. Let's
Oh,
go.
wild.
Yeah, I took that call. They called us actually a few weeks ago, so it was kind of like a last minute addition.
Yeah.
And they're talking to me and they're talking about the VR stuff, and then they were kind of like, it's like they weren't really mentioning Billy at first. And then she's like, and then do you know who Billy Blanks is? And I'm like, oh hell yeah,
Yeah.
I'm an '80s kid.
Yeah.
All the martial art movies. Yep, I know exactly who Billy Blanks. And then she's like, okay, great. And then she went into it. And she's like, he wants to be at GameCon Canada. And I'm like, yes. Well, where do we sign? Like,
Yeah,
let's
done.
bring him
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
Now. So yeah, we're
That-
pretty excited about
That's
that.
going to be a pretty cool,
That's
like,
awesome.
just out of the blue.
That's
right?
on the
Like,
left field.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which I think
That's
is
so
super cool.
crazy.
So we're very excited about that.
Love that.
And then I think the only other thing we haven't touched on for the Mega Stage, which is pretty big.
Just a fountain of information.
That's why
Hey, I'm here
If you have questions, you can just
Oh
jump in.
no, you guys have run through literally all our stuff without
Okay,
me asking.
cool.
It's great. It's like a well-oiled machine.
Because, well, just a couple
Yeah.
things that I want to articulate that are coming back because this was gangbusters. People love this. So the GCC Raceway Celebrity Cup is coming back on the Mega Stage,
Nice.
Perfect.
where all of our celebrities are up on the stage, and it is literally a first come, first serve. Whoever makes the loudest noise, they get to come up on the Mega Stage, play Mario Kart against their favorite celebrity.
Awesome.
You know, which
Crush them.
which I thought was really fun. Like that last year, people just loved that, right?
Yeah.
Which was super cool. So we've got that, and then we've added something new to the show. We partnered up, and they've been really, really awesome to deal with. And I want to make sure I get their show right. But it is going to be from 12 to 1, and that's it, YEG D&D. So it is Sorry Not Sorry, Dungeons and Dragons improv show.
Oh my God.
And they go to the crowd. You roll massive D20 dices to influence the narrative, what they're talking
Oh my
about. The
I
boss
Lord.
battles.
I'm there.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
that sounds amazing.
It's going to be a really fun, interactive thing because that's what we're also trying to do is, as much as that Mega Stage is a huge, shiny production and a
Yeah.
huge thing, we want it to be inviting, right?
Yeah,
like
of course.
to people to get to approach it, get up on it, play games, enjoy, interact with the improv guys, play against celebrities, the power hours, all that stuff, right? So when they approached us with this, I was like, this is pretty cool because we, checked out some of the shows they've done. They've been doing this for a long time, super pros, and I can't wait to see how they get that audience to interact with the narrative that they're doing. To, obviously, I don't know how it's done, but I've just been kind of given, and I don't want to know. I've just been given the Coles note, so I'm like, yep, going to show up. It's going to be awesome.
Sick.
It's amazing.
Unreal.
Do you guys have any last questions, thoughts, things you got to know before we
Where
go in a month?
extra info coming up, if there's more big announcements, big releases, where can people find you aside from just showing up to the show?
Yes.
Show up to the show.
Yes, show up to the show.
But if people are looking to see oh my God, is my favorite person going to be there? My favorite game? Where can people find more info
I'd
in
say,
the next month?
I'd say this year we are our team is really focused in on tandem launches. Again, when we do something, it's launched on the ticketing platform. At the same time, it's launched on the website. At the same time, it's advertised on the socials. So if you go to GameConCanada.com, follow any one of our socials. If you're on, Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, whatever, TikTok, we always launch everything at the same time.
Right.
So you should be able to find all the information about that. The app, which is very close to being done. We are about getting ready to release. I showed you guys a little demo, so I can give you a teaser. So for this year's application for GameCon Canada, because these conferences are so huge, and the schedule opens up, right? And it's like if you scrolled it with your thumb, you'd be there for a year. So obviously there's search stuff. Everyone's got search engines. I get that. But the cool thing is, let's say you find, we talked about it earlier. Let's say you find the Dice Throne Championship. This looks cool. Where is that? At the bottom of every event is a button that has map on it. When you touch that, it opens up the GameCon Canada digital format,
fantastic.
and it takes you directions to whatever you're looking for, whether that's mega stage stuff or individual games or whether it's a tournament, whatever it is.
Yeah.
There is now a intuitive system that guides you to where you need to go. So
I got to say, if you don't have it, we used it last year.
Yes.
Get the GameCon app. The scheduling, the map itself,
It was
super
so
interactive.
nice to
It was
have.
so handy. Like it
Yes.
wasn't just a PDF. It was all interactive, and then the schedule as well. It was like, what's happening on the mega stage today?
Yeah.
Or what's
Kudos to
happening
your
on the side
programmers.
stage?
They
Like,
did a great job.
Set those reminders. To me, that's the best
Yes.
part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah,
go through
right.
like the hundreds of things that
Add
are
it to your
happening
schedule.
and add it to your schedule, and they'll send you a message so you don't miss out on something that you wanted to see over here at 1:00, but then you had to be over there at 2 to see.
Because it is overwhelming. You
Yeah.
will get lost
Yeah.
in like what
Yeah.
you're doing.
yeah, we're talking about the big things. In between all of these big things are about 1,000 vendors
Yeah,
with the coolest stuff you've ever
right
seen.
there you go.
Right, and you're gonna get distracted.
I'm not above pushing a kid out of my way to get to the mega stage. If I'm late for my little notification,
Yeah.
there's gonna be trouble.
There you go.
It's gonna
Get out the
be-
way.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, we got actually. I know we're not talking about the school where you work because we know you're a teacher, but our education stuff got a lot bigger this year.
Yeah,
I
I noticed that too.
The amount of post-secondary institutes you have that are participating and involved with this are huge.
Yeah, we tried to put as much focus on it last year as we could. We had a few universities and colleges show up this year. We got like 6 or 7 that are there. Like they've sponsored the event. They're bringing their, they kind of. We had a couple that showed up last year that did a really good job. A couple that showed up that didn't bring a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And the rest of them kind of saw what was going on, and they're like, "Man, this is an opportunity for us to get in front of, parents, in front of not just parents, actually adults too, right? Like,
Yeah.
hey, this is a career. This is an
Absolutely.
education. You guys can do this and make a great salary doing it if you're that passionate about it." So we're making sure to put a big focus on that again, and then we've got a big program that we're rolling out right now with all the schools in Edmonton to make sure that underprivileged youth and kids that are in these programs are going to get access to checking this out and being in front of these guys. So that was really
Awesome.
cool too.
And I mean, it's the list is impressive for this year. So we've got Northwest College, NAIT, McEwen University, Bull Valley College, University of Alberta. We even have a school traveling. They're not an education sponsor, but they're still they developed. I believe it's 3D rendering. So they're
Oh, okay.
called Think Tank Training Center.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
So I mean, there's
Yeah,
just all these different aspects because when I was a kid playing video games, there were a lot of career paths. It was mostly like get off your ass, Mark, and stop wasting your life and do something, right? Like
Yeah.
there wasn't a lot
I
of.
think I heard that exact same.
Yeah. It's like,
Very similar.
now you have actually avenues, whether you want to go into programming or design or rendering or the business of esports. Like this is all stuff that is coming up.
Yeah.
And if we can put that, as many of those programs in front of people, and at the same time, like I said, these schools also play ball. Like they have gaming activations and fun stuff to show. Like that's the important part too.
Yeah.
They understand what's going on. So to have that as another part of the show, it's invaluable and will always continue.
Yeah.
Amazing.
We'll
Oh,
have
there-
to see that.
There was one question I had last year. You always do like charity work involved with it. You had Child's Play
Yes.
involved last year. Do you have them back again this year as a charity spot or donor or
No, so we didn't do Child's Play this year. There you go.
Oh,
Make-A-Wish.
sweet.
Nice.
We're with
That's
Make-A-Wish Canada this year.
Okay.
So
That's awesome.
Child's Play was amazing.
Yes.
They were amazing to work with. We actually ended up having a few, oil companies, some bigger companies step up and go, we just want to donate. And the problem was that Child's Play, they were planning on getting their Canadian chapter, and it just never happened. And without that number that goes with it,
Yeah.
right.
these companies weren't going to cut us checks unless they could get a charitable
Right.
receipt to go with it.
Yeah.
Right.
And so we kind of talked to them this year, and we are like, listen, like we really want to stay working with you guys, but is there any chance that this is going to be happening? And they're like, guys, we're just not doing it this year. So we just decided we're going to stay in contact and keep working together on some other projects. But for now, we shifted over to Make-A-Wish. They're
That's awesome.
super excited. And that's where a lot of the proceeds are going from a lot of the stuff that we're doing this year. It'll be going to Make-A-Wish,
Yeah,
right? Try to keep that whole thing going.
Yeah.
Last year, we only ended up raising about 24,000, I think it was, which
Oh,
was
man.
lower. Yeah, but I mean, that's because we had so many comp tickets out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
We're hoping to do over 100 grand this year.
Amazing.
And they've Make-A-Wish has already told us. Like, I think it's like 60% of their wishes are actually gaming related wishes.
really?
Yeah, like
Okay.
it's what.
Let's go.
Yeah, right.
So it works out well. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
feels like I'm doing the right thing.
Good
here.
wishes,
Yeah,
kids.
yeah.
Way to go.
And I'll give you an Easter egg. So what we were talking about earlier that I can't quite discuss is in a partnership with Make-A-Wish. So there's going to be something that is going to be happening in the future that will benefit our charity that is going to blow people's minds.
Yeah.
And that's all I can say about
Can
that.
this person be seen?
Am I a mineral? Am I a tank? Yes.
All right. Figured that out.
John Cena's coming.
That's all I'll say about that.
Now I
You heard it here first.
Making false announcements.
Neither confirmed nor denied.
Yeah. Not our fault.
No.
All right. Well, I got to ask because we ask every guest that we have, and what games are you guys playing right now? I mean, I know you're busy as shit, but let's be real.
Okay,
There's got to be some time on the side.
there's no time on the side, first of all. But
Okay.
I will say this. I've treated myself to something that I'm going to do. So after GameCon Canada is done, I've already bought the ship. It's called a Corsair. So there's a little game called Star Citizen. I don't know if you've ever seen it or played it, but it is a massive space exploration. It can be PvP. It could be, if you want to be either mining or pirating or salvaging. It's just super cool. So I bought myself a Logitech X56, which is a HOTAS system with all the bells and whistles. And then I bought myself a massive 5-person crew multi-turret gun exploration vessel, which is what I'm going to do for a solid week. I'm just going to travel the verse and go,
Good on you.
bye-bye, everyone.
Yeah.
This is my universe now.
I can't wait to play this game either, because back when he was telling me about this, the only reason I didn't get into it is that you might only run into a person in 10 hours because it was just so big. And
Right.
now that they've meshed all the servers together, I can now kill everyone and take their shit. So I'm
there you go.
So yeah,
There we go.
That's
A
right.
pirate's life.
A pirate's life for me. That's right. That's what I'm doing. I've been playing a little bit. My son, we're still doing Fallout.
Nice.
And taking W's all the time. I love
Fallout
it.
or Fortnite?
Or Fortnite,
There
not
you go.
Fallout.
Yeah.
Fortnite.
Yeah.
Fortnite for days.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. And Helldivers.
Yes.
Helldivers.
I'm like level
Drinking
18
that
because the
liver
grind
cheese.
is right. Oh man,
It's so good though.
yeah, I'm reaching out to those guys. Like we actually literally were just trying to find the numbers for that studio because I want to invite those guys to be.
They would be such a cool.
So yeah, like bringing them down would be like bringing one of the biggest A-list celebrities we could right now.
Yes.
It would attract, and just the fans here, and our whole office is fans, like all our staff now. We're all into it. So yeah,
I think I might be making a Helldiver t-shirt or two to the con.
Just for the con.
I'll what size shirt you wear? I'll see if I can.
I'm extra large.
All right.
Oh yeah.
I knew I was going to forget something.
Oh.
I knew it.
Oh.
I was just like, there's going to be something that slips, and that's what's going to happen. But they're a big one, and I have to mention it. For anyone that doesn't know, the amazing TTRPG fantasy adventure Tales of the Valiant, that is done by a company out of States called Cobalt Press. So not only are they going to have their brand new release of it at GameCon Canada, they've actually booked a 1,200 square foot private gaming room where they will guide people through their adventure throughout the weekend that you can add to your GCC schedule.
What?
And that's after hours too, isn't it?
Well, we haven't. It's up to the DMs,
Oh,
right?
okay.
So we're 10 to 6. The room can be locked if they find enough dungeon masters that can help them.
Yeah.
Then they said they'll go, but it's always up to
Of course.
Holy
you only
crap.
have as much talent.
That's
but
crazy, man.
I knew it. That's it.
So many
That
things
was
to
my
do.
last thing.
That's it.
That was the last thing.
Holy shit. That was
What games are you guys playing?
Oh, jeez.
Helldivers. What are you?
I'm still working through Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I'm almost done.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm playing. I actually scooped it up on the weekend. The Banners saga, the trilogy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like 80s Disney animation, but in an RPG turn-based game, like a grid turn-based game.
Yes.
Love it.
Yeah.
But it's like intense too.
Yeah.
But it's super
Turn-based
intense.
strategy,
It's
yeah.
yeah, it's like that, and then you mixed in a little bit of like the Oregon Trail in there, and so yeah, the story is incredible. I told Daryl about it. I think Daryl scooped up a copy.
I did. It'll be
Yeah.
at my house
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Honestly, if you
Narrated by Deborah Ann Wolf. You didn't know.
Of course.
he's gonna return it immediately.
Can't wait to meet you, Deborah.
What hasn't she done?
Yeah, that's what I'm playing right now. Love it. I mean, I'm on the second game of the trilogy. Yeah, for anybody that hasn't played it, pick it up. Cheap too, like $20.
it's right, $20.
Yeah, we've been playing through Final Fantasy, and then I know Jordan and I, after Fallout, it was kind of harder to find the older Fallout games. If you didn't want to play Fallout 4, a couple of us picked up Outer Worlds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just from the same dev that did New Vegas, and just kind of played through that because it's just been like, oh, I kind of want that feeling, but something different.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that game's
Fallout in
great too.
space.
pretty much.
Yeah.
And now you can enjoy with a new Victory Coca-Cola.
Yes.
Oh,
man.
Exactly.
Yeah. You
Let's
guys
go.
aren't opening those. I know you.
No,
No.
You know us too well.
but more will be purchased.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna have to.
Unreal.
Holy shit.
That's so cool.
Well, I think that just about wraps it up, guys.
Yeah, it does
This
it.
was a marathon session. Thanks everyone for
Tuning
enjoying
in.
all this, tuning
Made it
in.
this far.
Chris, Mark, thank you for
Thank you.
joining us for
Yeah.
all of
Yeah,
this.
Thanks
thank
for having
you.
us, man. I love
Appreciate
it.
Catalyst Labs.
Yes, thank you
Yeah.
for the games.
Holy shit.
Jones Soda, thanks
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
thanks for the drinks.
Amazing.
Cax Bar and Podcast. Thank you for
Yeah.
having us, facilitating
Thank you,
us.
Appreciate
It's been awesome, very seamless, and
Maybe next year, 2025 GameCon Cax Bar. Not the whole game convention.
Yeah, I was like, what are we talking about?
Is this another exclusive? What's happening?
Trevor's right in
One
provinces.
vendor, one room.
Yes, I like it.
Awesome. Well, yeah.
Thank you guys.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
I think that was good enough.
Good enough.
Yeah. Think it's good enough.
See you
And we'll
the
see you at
con.
the Edmonton Expo Center June 14th to 16th, 2024, GameCon Canada, powered by TELUS.